the circle of spirit and the cross of matter. And the pentagram, this symbol associated within the mysteries with goddess Venus, and for good reason. The five-petaled rose is maybe a better expression of hers. We're going to watch Venus's synodic dance, which has to do not only with Venus's orbit around the sun, but also with Earth. So at that time of starting, Earth and Venus were together. And during their mutual orbits, they align also in this opposition, other side of the sun, but it's not an opposition astrologically. Because Venus is between us and the sun, when you look to Venus in that position, you also see the sun. And when you look to Venus when she's between Earth and sun, you see the sun. So Venus has two types of conjunctions, the interior, this one, and the exterior when she's on the other side. Old astrology calls those inferior and superior, but we try to avoid such patriarchal language in shamanic astrology. So now watch her dance over the time. When she has those interior conjunctions, we're going to put her mark on the screen. And over the course of 8 years, you will see a pattern developed that will repeat itself. is 584 days. And then she starts at another point with one of those interior conjunctions. And 584 days later, she's reborn in the morning sky at another point. And every 8 years, she's back where she started. Barely moves. And it forms this pentagram around the earth and our sky. It's known to the ancients for a long, long time. This 5-petaled rose. Shamanic astrology, we honor these cycles, these synodic cycles. So we all have Venus on our chart, which talks about our feminine, whether we are a man or a woman. But there's also this kind of global overtone of the feminine intent, which starts with the synodic cycle. Venus was just recently reborn in Capricorn. She's been doing Gemini since that Venus transit in 2012 in June. In January of this year, she was reborn Capricorn goddess. It might be hard to see this chart, but if you can track back to the date before your birthday, and that's your Venus overtone. And if you want to come up close and see it later, afterwards we can do that. Last time we looked at this strange five-sided pyramid on Mars. And maybe it's saying Venus was here, for that's her sign. And this geometry, this sacred geometry, holds the key to the golden ratio. So maybe this place isn't all about war. Okay, it is. But this is not. And this isn't devil stuff. The golden proportion in the shape of every divine pentagram, the number 1, the ratio of 1 to Phi, the golden number, the golden spiral. And I think maybe another time we can look a little deeper into sacred geometry. But Venus holds this. She carries the nature of this Fibonacci sequence, which defines the golden number, the golden length, the golden section, the golden rectangle, the golden pentagram. Fibonacci sequence is shown here on the left. It actually starts with 0, which is not shown. And the next number is 1, and then you add the previous two numbers to get the next. So 0 plus 1 is 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8, and then 13, and 21, and 34, and it goes on and on. So Venus does her thing every 8 years, and in that time, she makes 13 trips around the sun, while the Earth makes 5. So the very nature of her synodic dance is very balanced, very beautiful, very sacred. Where Mars, the masculines, is a little bit hard to keep your finger on the pulse of. This golden number, Phi, shows itself all over the place in nature. The divine spirals. We see here numbers 8 and 13. The nautilus, this golden spiral defined by a series of golden rectangles. It's in our ear. It's in huge things as well. The ancients knew about this. Our body knows all about it, especially that leaf part. And the spiral chest hair on my friend here. We are made in this divine proportion according to this golden number in many, many ways. Leonardo knew about this. Rabbit reproduction. According to the golden number. Start with a pair of bunnies, then you get another after a month. Quick little bunnies. Then 2 pairs make 3, and 3 pairs make 5, and 5 pairs make 8. So back to the love making. Venus